let me check in with this little part of Travels in West Africa by Mary Henrietta Kingsley. This is chapter 7, Lembare, and I'm stopping here because I'm sure I'm missing a lot of stuff just by just by reading this. I don't know anything about West Africa independent of this book, really. So I'm missing a shit. I'm sure I'm missing a shit ton. The thing that alarms me in this section is the idea of missionaries and how when you're educating the children, you can't like leave them with their families. They should come and live in dorms to be educated. And that to me, as a Canadian with at least a little bit of knowledge of my own country's sad history on this and residential schools, is like, oh, this is being put forward as something like a really good thing. Missionaries are bringing education to the children of Africa. It's like, this is a part of probably of alienating people from their own culture and shoving them full of kind of a certain kind of religiosity and thing, and probably not giving them actually very much actual education. You know, the boys are not taught trades, and the girls fare a little bit better because they're basically taught to be servants for the Europeans. It's like, you're not doing this for the good of the peoples of the of West Africa here. You're doing this so you will have a class of servants that will be educated in how to serve the European colonists who are here. And that, of course, is not something that comes up from Kingsley, but is something that I am inferring in there. And maybe I'm completely incorrect, but that would be, I know an Indigenous reading of what happened in Canada, and some really, really nasty shit in Canada, which, of course, isn't going to come up here, wouldn't have come up in a traveler to Canada at the time. They wouldn't have figured this stuff out either, because they weren't the poor Indigenous people, children left under the tender mercies of um, these probably really fucked up missionaries. At least that's that is my inclination. That is my bias going in there. But yeah, I found myself actually, usually I just read out what's there. I try not to do comments within the text, but I did say, oh, you mean residential schools, in the middle of reading out the text. Because it's like, fuck, that's probably what that is. Then she goes into a whole thing here about crappy foods, and yeah, saying, oh, that the just the Negro, whatever that means, is far superior to the Bantu, who make bland black food, and just kind of goes on slagging them for a while, which, you know, really reads as a European coming in and saying this food tastes terrible to me, and all that stuff. I mean, maybe it would taste terrible to me, but it's just like, as well, just because that's what my palate is. But very kind of a key aware of like, well, she's describing it, but she's not doing it in the most. She's definitely got her personality in there, and yeah, yeah. I mean, just, you know, unencumbered from any thoughts of how condemning a people's cuisine might come across in a book. And obviously, it wasn't written for those peoples. This was written for people back in Britain. So she's not showing any sensitivity or any thought to those people, perhaps, in those comments. I mean, she's got a dry kind of sharp humor, very English humor in general, which is pleasant in a lot of places. I just find it less pleasant here. All right, I will stop there.